So we heard so many women. We really need to listen somebody from the man's perspective, from the man. And my friend Maneesh Srivastava is here. Maneesh is a poet, singer and author hailing from Kanpur, India, now based in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. He is a co-founder of the Paschim Project, a literary podcast, and Amok Films, producing music videos. His poetry collection, Samagra Do Pidhiyon Ki Antarvad, was published in 2022. As a passionate advocate for men's mental health, especially in immigrant communities, Maneesh brings a unique perspective to his work. By day, he has a fintech consultant, and by heart, he is a storyteller, living life with his wife, two sons, and few friends, including me. When he is not working, you will find him volunteering and supporting local non-profits, giving back to the community. That means so much to him. So, ladies and gentlemen, Maneesh Srivastava, to you, listen the man's perspective of mental health. Thank you.
He has to adjust.
That's okay. Yeah. What a
I don't think you're ready for this. So, Razia ji, सबसे पहले, if I was you, I would have sold that necklace on Facebook Marketplace. That would have been the best use of it. But I think you used somewhere in the fashion show I saw. I think. Anyway, the silent struggle of men. And again, disclaimer: I am not a healthcare professional, and I don't think. And I'm talking about very particular set of men. The men in the immigrant community, people like us, your husbands, your sons, your fathers. And I don't think we are that complicated that we need. Don't hold me for my, whatever I'm talking. So I don't think we are that complicated. I think all we need a simple hug and a little bit of compassion and love, and we'll be fixed. And that's what I'm talking about here. So, next slide. And I don't have notes, so I will completely rely on these. Who we are talking about, I already spoke. And these men, I wrote something there in Hindi. कुछ लोग टूटते नहीं, बस धीरे धीरे खुद से दूर हो जाते हैं. And in English, some men, they don't fall apart loudly. They slowly disappear, but they still show up for everything. But they slowly disappear from themselves. And these men we are talking about. They are, I call them like stable men, successful, stable, settled. But internally, from externally, you can see them, uptight, doing very well in their lives, but internally they are emotionally overloaded, socially also isolated often, and mentally exhausted. So we're talking about those men. Now, why are we talking about them? Because nobody's talking about them. If you have noticed today, there was he for she, there was she for she, there is no she for he. I have not seen, probably you would have seen. The only she for he I have seen is the mother. I have noticed in my house, my mother, she was there when she was there for me. Every time if I have to go into my shell, I will open up only in front of her. I have seen with my boys. My wife is there for them. Probably you are also. These men, they are often, can you stay on the previous slide and I'll let you know. So they are, everybody, so this is a very stereotypical men I'm talking about, you know. They are expected to shield everyone, but who is there for them? It's a very lonely place, which a lot of you here can understand. Probably you will not talk about it, but you understand exactly what I'm talking about. The Pandeyji story. This is a small story, and I promise I'm not going to take a lot of time. In 2006, when I arrived in US, almost immediately, and it was before that, America was my first, abroad kind of a country. I had not even gone to Nepal before that. And I was very curious about the culture, about the people, even about the people who are here as an immigrant, like India, people where I belong to. And there was this party I was invited almost immediately, and I had gone there with someone. And what I was told that it's a party, so I visited somebody's house and they took me to a party. That party was a Pandeyji's party, Pandeyji's house party in Pennsylvania. And I went there, and it was, I think, their son's 21st birthday party or whatever. And nice food, and there were servers, they were serving drinks and food and everything. And I was, I was wondering, oh my God, look at them, they're living their lives. Everything is so good, and they're having the fun the way we used to have there, but in a very nice way, good drinks, nice beers. And after some time I asked the person I went with, I said, where's the Pandeyji? Where's Pandeyji? He said, he's the Pandeyji. The Pandeyji was serving drinks to his son's friend. Pandeyji was offering food to everyone. Pandeyji was the one-man show. So what I thought that they hired someone, some Indian guy who's helping with the food and drinks and everything, it was a Pandeyji himself. And at that time, I found it very funny. And for many, many years, I told that story about Pandeyji. I used to tell, one day I will also become a Pandeyji when my kids grow up. But years later, I realized that, actually that sacrifice, it was a service disguised as sacrifice. Probably, if I put myself into Pandeyji's shoes, probably he's trying to save money. He's probably trying to be there as a father, because culturally, what I had noticed back then, I could not see my father, traditional staple my father, doing what Pandeyji was doing. Even a ladki's baap does not do that much work in Indian wedding back in India, what Pandeyji was doing. And later on, I realized that the kind of stress we go through, physical stress, emotional stress, providing to everyone stress, providing back home stress, I mean, you name it. And years later, I realized what these men, they don't talk, but they go through it. Everybody, every one of them, no matter where they are, in millionaire, multimillionaire, doctors, professionals, lawyers, that uptight boss in the office is probably, going through much more than anybody else in the office. The person who is very ill, who is ill-treating you in the office, if you, look deeper into him, he's also going through a lot in his life. So we're talking about those men. Next, okay. So this is the reality, right? This is the anxiety which we never talk about. There is a depression which is perfectly hidden. I'm fine, and you must have seen, people always say, I'm fine, I'm good. Constant work pressure, financial responsibility, stress, immigration and visa. This is something I have gone through. I mean, I don't know if many of you would have heard about the H1B situation, right? This visa situation, it breaks family, it breaks people, it takes them to a verge of committing suicide. I have seen how these people who come on H1B, they are the cream of their country, and they are treated here as slaves. They are the cream. When they come here on H1B, They beat so much of competition, interviews, legal process, and when they come here, what all they go through, nobody understands it. It needs deeper study, especially on people who come here on H1B. Loneliness despite being surrounded. And that's sad, but that's very, very real. I mean, you will see men like me talking some BS here. You will see men, giving some talks. You see men like stage on singing and having fun, drinks, this, that. But they are actually very lonely when there is an argument at home with wives. They have absolutely no place to go to. And again, I'm talking about these staple men who have come here in this country, leaving everything behind. They don't have anyone to talk about. They don't to talk about themselves. They don't have a way to. Probably their dog, probably, but dog will give them comfort, but not, what do you call it? Advice. And where's Shikha? Yes. Shikha, I saw that experiment you were talking about, right? I am 100% sure those people who came back scarred, without scar, they were men. Because if it was a woman, she would have immediately seen in a mirror that, okay, there's no scar. It was removed, right? The men, they just follow the process. Sorry, I mean, I have been battered a lot about talking about men. I was almost banned from few places. But, this is the reality. They were men. 100% they were men. Next slide. Why Indian men? And again, I wrote about Indian men because I'm Indian, but mostly, immigrant community, men struggle for more speak up. Because this is our culture. This is what we have been, pestered. We have been taught. They don't cry. I mean, there was a beautiful ad the other day on my Instagram reel where this, small 4-year-old boy falls and then, he almost does not, he just shows that nothing has happened, but he is hurt very badly. And then his mother sees him in the room alone, like he's kind of trying to tend his wound and crying. And that's what, these men are told, handle out yourself. Be strong for family. I tell my boys, sometimes I used to, nothing happened, you're fine, it's okay, you're a guy. But then after some time, I started realizing that I am actually not doing the right thing. Then I started talking about, this. My elder one, I call him my father. My younger one is my grandfather because my elder one is a little uptight, he does not open like my father. But my younger one is like my grandfather, who I have not seen, but he's like very talkative and I can talk to him everything. So I tell them, go to your mother, talk to him, talk to her at least. If it's okay to cry. When things hurt, go and talk to your mother. Or your friends, very important. Now, what result happens, can you go back to a little bit? Yeah. So, emotional suppression becomes very normal. We always try to suppress our emotions, even at work, and those feelings become weakness and vulnerability. We eventually fail due to that. Now, I'm sure I'll do it very fast. Go back. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Now, this is a very, special situation with us because we are providers. We have to provide back home. We have to provide here. And we also have this mindset of success proof. We have to appear as successful. Whether we are or we are not, you have left everything back home. On what cost? I left my mother, sisters, my friends, and if I come here and if I don't make it, then at what cost? That thought is going on always in my mind, that I have to prove to myself, I have to prove to the society, and I have to prove back home that I have become successful. But what is the reality? High cost of living. Everyone knows about it. Job insecurity, we always have, no matter where you are, there's a sword always. And when you are on visa, if your job is gone, you have 60 days, you have to go back and end of the story. Work-life imbalance, everyone, we know. I don't know, Dr. Lal, like how many people come to you and talk about it, but that's reality. Next slide. And these are, I think I already spoke about it, the common triggers. Expectations is a very important factor in the triggers. Cultural displacement, unprocessed grief, very, very important. Grief is which breaks us like nothing, not like anything else. Sorry, I'm losing my thoughts. But, just everybody is scared of that phone call in the night. That phone call in the night, everybody, every immigrant in this country is scared of that phone call. And it's very difficult to process. And sometimes we overthink it, but that also causes a lot of anxiety and stress on our health. No safe space to talk. I already spoke about it because not many people provide a venue for men like me, a space to talk. They're common, because we need a tailored solution, like, just a hug, just a smile, compassion, love, with partner, with, community leaders, with colleagues. We probably seek doctors when, in a generic way, but there's nothing specific tailored to us, and we need that. And we'll talk about it in next slide, please. And this is the hidden cost. Everyone knows about it, right? Burnout, relationship breakdown, and that's what we're talking about. The whole topic was the relationship, right? Divorces, we have seen husband, wife living separate without mentioning to the people, and sleeping separate. There's no intimacy. There's nothing, and all this substance dependence, substance abuse, lot of liquor, CBDs, and drinks and whatever. That happens. And then we see the physical symptoms. You don't get sleep. Okay, that's fine. What they need, actually, that's also I spoke a little bit. Someone to talk without judgment. Very important. I need someone who just listens to me, what I'm trying to tell and what I'm going through. I think that will make a lot of difference. Shared experiences, very important. If I know someone who has the similar experience as me, probably I will open up and we can learn from each other. Normalization of mental health conversation. I think a lot of people, professionals in this area, they are actually doing a great job, and like Dr. Lal and Tapasya, to bring community together, to make awareness about mental health in general. Next slide, please. Yeah, I mean, this is we all know, and a lot of people here talked about. It's all about the connection, then the diagnosis, and it starts with connections. Next slide, please. Okay, so social health. It's very important. I mean, this is what I thought how we can actually overcome and probably provide some relief to these men. Game hangouts, sports meetup. There's an organization called UCL, United Cricket League in Lexington. They are doing phenomenal job. They arrange cricket leagues among older men, and not very competitive, but it's a very relaxed cricket league. And these men, I had been the part of it. These men, they look forward for that Sunday, and it's such big stress busters for them, not only as a physical activity, but also, after the game when they hang out for a 10, 12, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, everybody look forward for that Sunday, and when they are just chatting and they just forget everything on that Sunday. Kudos to them. Social meetup, I mean, yeah, it happens. Buddy system. So this is something where I'm talking about. I mean, I'm working on. I'm working on something, a solution where you can find a buddy and you can spend some time with that buddy and just it's an app and you can find a buddy or your own buddy, and in a very unique way you can have a kind of a stress buster with your buddy. If you fought your wife, you just came out of house, you can find a buddy on the way and you can just hang out with him and just forget it, because you just need that break during those those fights. Anyway, you understood what I'm trying to explain. Next. Yeah, we all talked about it. Talk to friends. We have to normalize the vulnerability. Once we realize that this is a problem, I think half the problem will be gone. Use professionals, Dr. Lal, Dr. Tapasya here, and online resources. Yeah, there are some good online resources, especially in Massachusetts. You can look for these people who provide like some kind of online some therapy, not typical therapy, but some therapy. I think you can share your grief with them. That's very important, and they actually it works. Next slide. Yeah. And this is what I just wrote. हर मजबूत इंसान के पीछे एक अनकही कहानी होती है जो कभी पूछी ही नहीं गई. Behind every strong Indian man in America, there is often a story no one ever asked him to tell. Nobody asked. So when you go back home, hug your partner and look at him. And I'm sure if I had those three questions like Dr. Lal, you would also change your perspective for your husband, brother, your partner. In the end. Next slide, please. I'm almost there, and I think I'm done. Yeah, done? Okay, that's it. I think I was able to, and thank you, Raziari, for this opportunity, and I just wanted to talk about it. Thank you.